It's such a difficult topic. I think it's simply put that we've got a long way to go. That is unacceptable. It's not a judgment call.
Cheryl Reeve just erupted, publicly calling out the Indiana Fever and fellow WNBA coaches over the All-Star voting results. A legendary coach, now in full meltdown mode.
There was also quite a bit of bitterness coming from Team USA's coach Cheryl Reeves when she was asked pretty much any questions about Caitlin Clark. And she was asked if there was any second guessing from her on Caitlin Clark not making the team, and she very just spitefully says no. Doesn't elaborate on it, just says no.
For me,
And it's funny to me how even she coached this game, because if you didn't think Caitlin Clark was the caliber of player that she is, then why would you feel the need to face guard her, to trap her, to defend her like you did?
But is this about fairness or something way deeper? Because what Reeve said and who she said it about has the whole league on edge. So why is everyone suddenly turning on her? Let's break it down.
I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Caitlin Clark is a menace, man. She literally kicked Cheryl Reeves off the team. This is my team. I don't get out of here. Yo, son. Cheryl Reeves, you asked for it. You asked for it. So now Sandy Brondello will be coaching Caitlin Clark's team, and Cheryl Reeves is going to be coaching the Feast Collier's team. This is insane right here. And it's like, yo, Cheryl Reeves, I get it. You have the best record in the WNBA so far. You want as many plays as you can on the All-Star team. You probably want Kayla McBride there. You probably want Alana Smith there, half your bench and all of that. But my thing about it is that at the end of the day, it's still supposed to be fun and games.
It started like any other All-Star year until it didn't. This time, the All-Star selections lit a fire that's still burning across the league. And right in the center of that fire, Cheryl Reeve.
The team's hilarious. And not only that, she traded her coach. Her coach. So she was originally meant to play for Cheryl Reeve. You guys don't know who Cheryl Reeve? She was the Team USA coach who basically has said a bunch of negative things on social media about Caitlin Clark, who had like a bad write-up in Christine Brennan's book, then deleted all the tweets and she deleted a bunch of tweets, said the tweets never existed in the first place, and basically is now saying Christine Brennan is a liar. And by the way,
the decorated Minnesota Lynx coach and head of Team USA didn't just disagree with the coach's votes, she went scorched earth. She called out the system, the other coaches, and yes, the Indiana Fever.
The WNBA All-Star Draft was fun between Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier, the team captains, picking the players, picking the rosters. But the most interesting aspect was the coach swap, because Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty. Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed from.
Now here's the kicker. The Fever, the team Reeve shaded publicly, landed 3 All-Star nods: Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. Meanwhile, Reeve's Lynx, not so lucky. And fans weren't buying her outrage.
What she wrote is fiction. And if she were paying attention, one of the things that I have done for years is held the league accountable for their missteps, mishaps, their lack of representation of all teams. And so that particular situation had nothing to do with Caitlin Clark, and had everything to do with a WNBA social media post that promoted one preseason game and not all preseason games. And so I simply said that, and by the way, the Minnesota Lynx are playing the Chicago Sky, which, also had some popular player in Angel Reese that people were interested in. And it simply wasn't posted on their account.
Because just weeks ago, Reeve seemed to have no regrets about snubbing Clark from Team USA. When asked directly if she second-guessed that decision, that was it. Cold, short, done. No explanation, no elaboration. So when the All-Star selections dropped and Reeve suddenly had a whole lot to say, people called foul.
Who requested that trade? Look, I don't even think it was a request. I think Caitlin just straight out said, hey, get off, man. And I don't care about any rules. She's off my team, man. Oh, man, players can trade coaches. What is this, the NBA? Cece knew that. Cece knew what Reeves was about to do to her team. Yeah, go and get her off, man. Go and get her off. You talking about the coach that could give 2 S about talking about Caitlin Clark? You talking about the coach that is disappointed in the All-Star voting? Nah, man. Look, get her out of there, man.
And then came the twist that made everything 100 times messier. Caitlin Clark was supposed to be coached by Cheryl Reeve in the All-Star game, but during the live draft, she made a move that sent shockwaves through the WNBA. She traded Cheryl Reeve. Yep, Clark swapped Reeve for New York Liberty coach Sandy Brondello, live on air. No hesitation, no drama, just a quiet power move. And the fans, they lost their minds.
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it.
Ooh.
It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Whoa!
Let's get to it. You can coach Sabrina. So therefore, maybe Stewie wants to come on over to my team.
Whoa.
Let me know. Fee, you want to give me Stewie?
We have breaking news here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star game. This is something you're agreeing to, Fee. There's no terms to this deal.
Suddenly, this wasn't just about all-star selections. It was about power. A rising star flipping the script on a legacy coach who's used to being untouchable. And let's not pretend this was random. Caitlin Clark's not just a hooper, she's a cultural force. She's been the face of the WNBA's ratings surge, sold-out arenas, viral moments, and merch madness. And Cheryl Reeve. She's not handling that spotlight shift well, but let's go deeper, because this isn't just a grudge between two people. This is the old guard versus the new wave. Reeve represents the structured system-first WNBA, built on defense, grind, and coach control. Clark, she's the chaos engine, logo threes, flash, personality, social media buzz, and most importantly, fans who actually show up. So when Clark and her Fever teammates dominated the All-Star vote, it wasn't a glitch, it was a signal that the WNBA isn't just changing, it's already changed.
Now you're going to complain about her having more teammates than your players on the court. Yeah, get this team. Embarrassing. I know she was embarrassed. I don't care what nobody say. I know she was embarrassed. And she had it coming. Now all we need is Caitlin Clark's team to win. And if I don't know if y'all caught it or not, but she definitely said Sandy likes to shoot threes and run. Like, yo, Stephanie White, you might want to be careful out there.
Reeve is trying to play chess, but the rest of the league is live streaming Uno. And here's where the controversy really exploded. After losing to the Fever in the Commissioner's Cup, a game with actual stakes,
Howard right elbow, dump pass, Boston, left post, banks it in, and AB is fired up. Kelsey, she's a closer, passes, Cunningham tees up a left side three, and connects! Sophie Portres Puntos. There's the horn. Final score, Fever 74, Lynx 59. And for the first time in franchise history, the Indiana Fever are WNBA Commissioner's Cup champions.
Reeve went on her public tirade. She claimed her players were disrespected and blamed the All-Star selection process.
Yeah, so I told her playing like an All-Star is good. That's why they, selected her. I don't know why only Fee and Courtney are All-Stars when we have best team in the league by a few games. There are teams that are below us in the standings by a lot that have 3 All-Stars. Historically, teams at the top get minimum of 3, oftentimes 4. So really disappointing, really happy for Courtney. The obvious one was Fee, but we are disappointed in coaches voting with regard to their selections for All-Stars.
But fans saw something different. They saw someone who just got cooked on national TV, trying to rewrite the story. The scoreboard didn't lie. Indiana dominated. And now, the same coach who blocked Clark from the Olympics was crying foul over a fan-voted exhibition game? Come on, it wasn't about fairness. It was about control slipping away. The league isn't just moving forward, it's sprinting. And coaches like Reeve are stuck trying to drag it backward. But here's the truth that no one wants to say out loud. This isn't even about basketball. The All-Star Game, it's not a war over merit, it's a celebration. Fans vote for who they want to see. That's always been the rule. And this year, they wanted Caitlin Clark. They wanted the fever. They wanted hype. If Reeve's players didn't make it, maybe it's because they're not creating moments, not going viral, not moving the culture. And that stings for someone who used to be the heartbeat of the league. So what does this mean for the WNBA? It means the fans are in the driver's seat now. Not the coaches, not the old heads, not the gatekeepers. Clark's effect is real. She didn't just show up, she took over. And no amount of yelling from the sidelines is going to stop that momentum. Reeve's public meltdown wasn't a protest. It was a reaction to being left behind. So here we are. Cheryl Reeve, a legend, is now the loudest voice of resistance against the WNBA's future. And while she shouts about fairness, the rest of the world is watching Clark and the Fever put on a show. So what do you think? Is Reeve right to be upset? Or is she just bitter the spotlight moved? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you're riding with the new wave, and make sure to subscribe, because this WNBA drama is just heating up.
Yo, did y'all see Caitlin's face, bro? She was like, nobody cares. Yo, that is hilarious, man. Man, I lost my mind when they said that.
Caitlin Clark just fired her all-star coach on live television.
The WNBA All-Star Draft was fun between Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier, the team captains, picking the players, picking the rosters. But the most interesting aspect was the coach swap.
The same coach who allegedly helped keep her off the Olympic team? Gone. Humiliated. In front of millions. And the way it happened has the entire WNBA reeling.
The team's hilarious. And not only that, she traded her coach. Her coach. So she was originally meant to play for Cheryl Reeve. You guys don't know who Cheryl Reeve? She was the Team USA coach who basically has said a bunch of negative things on social media about Caitlin Clark, who had like a bad write-up in Christine Brennan's book, then deleted all the tweets and she deleted a bunch of tweets, said the tweets never existed in the first place. And yeah, basically is now saying Christine Brennan is a liar. And by the way,
what led Clark to make the most savage move in All-Star history? And what does it say about who really runs the league now? When the WNBA announced that Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier would be captains for this year's All-Star Game.
This isn't just WNBA Countdown. Oh no, this is the 2025 WNBA All-Star Draft. We are moments away from finding out which All-Stars will suit up for Team Clark and who will suit up for Team Collier next weekend in Indianapolis.
Most fans were focused on player picks. Who would go first? Who would get snubbed? What nobody expected was what Clark pulled off in the middle of the live ESPN broadcast. Instead of swapping players, Clark traded her coach.
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach. Sandy Brondello, let's get it.
Ooh.
It's gonna be amazing. Sorry WNBA if that's not in the rule. Sorry ESPN if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule.
Now.
So Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Whoa.
Let's get to it. You can coach Sabrina. So therefore, maybe Stewie wants to come on over to my team.
Whoa.
Let me know. Fee, you want to give me Stewie?
We have breaking news here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star game. This is something that you're agreeing to, Fee. There's no terms to this deal.
That's right. Cheryl Reeve, the Minnesota Lynx head coach, and the woman originally assigned to lead Team Clark, was sent packing. Her replacement, Sandy Brondello from the New York Liberty.
In the first ever coach trade of any All-Star game ever. Just want to get your thoughts on that. in your mind? First for you, Leo.
They announced it? Yeah. That you got traded? Yeah. Oh, I got to go look at all that. Traded? I have no idea what the teams are. Second time in history now. Jeez, as a player. And I got traded, yes. My son hit me up after he goes, I've created history. This is awesome, I got traded as a coach. But look, I get to coach with Sabrina. I'm on Caitlin Clark's in Indianapolis. I mean, what a great show. So we'll go out there and have some fun.
But this wasn't a random trade. This was personal. And it all goes back to months of tension between Caitlin Clark and Cheryl Reeve. See, Reeve wasn't just any coach. She's been one of Clark's most vocal critics, throwing shade on social media, publicly downplaying her popularity, and staying silent when asked about Clark's Olympic snub, despite being Team USA's head coach. Remember that now infamous tweet, #12teams, #the W is more than one player. It was aimed directly at Clark, right when she was breaking viewership records and carrying the league's ratings. Clark didn't respond at the time, but clearly, she never forgot. So when it came time to draft her all-star roster, Clark didn't hesitate.
Who requested that trade? Look, I don't even think it was a request. I think Caitlin just straight out said, hey, get off, man. And I don't care about any rules. She's off my team, man. Oh, man, players can trade coaches. What is this, the NBA? CC do what Reeves was about to do to her team. Yeah, go and get her off, man. Go and get her off. You talking about the coach that could give 2 S about talking about Caitlin Clark? You talking about the coach that is disappointed in the All-Star voting? Nah, man. Look, get her out of there, man.
During the live ESPN event, she leaned into the mic and said calmly, "I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. We're going to trade coaches." Boom.
I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Bee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it.
Just like that, Cheryl Reeve was out. Sandy Brondello was in. The broadcast team scrambled to keep up. The room gasped. Even Reeve looked completely blindsided. And fans, they went absolutely wild.
But the most interesting aspect was the coach swap, because Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty. Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed from.
Comments like "Clark just fired her hater coach" flooded social media. It wasn't just a power move, it was a moment of pure, unapologetic self-respect. But Clark wasn't done. After removing Reeve, she turned her attention to the draft, and what she built next sent another clear message. This wasn't just an all-star team. This was a no-haters-allowed super team built on chemistry, loyalty, and championship DNA. Her first pick, Aaliyah Boston, her Indiana Fever teammate and longtime supporter.
With the first pick in the 2025 WNBA All-Star Draft, Team Clark selects...
I know this will be super surprising to everybody watching, but I'm going with my teammate, Aaliyah Boston, baby.
We're putting Aaliyah Boston
Welcome,
up on
baby.
the board here. Aaliyah Boston going here to Team Clark. Remember, Aaliyah has been on opposite teams with Napheesa Collier in each of her first 3 All-Star appearances, and that tradition, keeping it up this year as she's joining her teammate Caitlin Clark. She's been an All-Star selection in each of her first 3 seasons in the league. She's the 9th player in the league history to be an All-Star in each of their first 3 seasons.
Then she grabbed Kelsey Mitchell, keeping the Fever's dynamic trio intact.
All right, Caitlin, going back to you here at number 6.
All right, I'm going the same route as Fee. I'm taking Kelsey Mitchell.
Good call.
Happy to have her on the squad.
Kelsey Mitchell off the board. So we're going with a pair of teammates here to start the second round of our 2025 WNBA All-Star Draft. It's the third straight All-Star selection for Kelsey Mitchell, one of 4 players to average 15 or more points in each of the last 6 seasons. And since the start of last season, Caitlin, you've assisted Kelsey on 39 three-pointers, the third most by any scorer assist duo in that span.
Next up, Sabrina Ionescu, Satu Sabali, Gabby Williams, Jackie Young, and, of course, Aja Wilson. She avoided players who've criticized her. She avoided rivals. She passed on drama. And she picked winners, players who've supported her publicly and played alongside her before. Some fans started calling it team vibes.
For Caitlin Clark, it really is going to be team vibes if Aja Wilson's down. Like, if Aja's down, it really is going to be team vibes. But my favorite part about all this was her trading the coach. Like, she actually was like, you know what, I don't want to play for Cheryl Reeve. Let me go and trade her coach. Let me go and trade the coach. Because it's it's something that literally, and Caitlin made sure to say, like, I don't care if this is against the rules, we're trading the coach. We're trading the coach. I don't know if it's against the rules, but I don't think they really seem to care.
Others, no ops allowed. Whatever you call it, this roster wasn't just stacked. It was symbolic. Clark was telling the league, if you've had my back, I've got yours. But if you tried to tear me down, you're not welcome here.
Caitlin Clark was supposed to be coached by Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve. Nafisa Collier was supposed to be coached by New York Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello. They swapped coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need to coach Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride, I can't do that. Fee, she probably called in the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her, I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're gonna be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please. And then Sandy Bordello's like, oh yeah, this is good.
Meanwhile, Cheryl Reeve had to sit there, watching it all unfold. The coach who once threw shade at Clark's fan base, and who dismissed her rise as overhyped, was just publicly rejected by the very player she tried to diminish.
I don't think they really seem to care. Like, I'd say Cheryl Reeve didn't want to coach Caitlin Clark. I'd say Fee wanted to play for Cheryl Reeve, and Caitlin Clark didn't want to play for Cheryl Reeve. She was happy to play for Sandy Brondello, which I'm surprised. I think it was like the exact game.
Worse, now Reeve has to coach the rival team with players who've also been critical of Clark. It's poetic, it's brutal, and it's exactly what the fans have been waiting for. Let's not sugarcoat it. This was Clark flipping the power dynamic. For too long, she's taken the high road, staying quiet amid constant criticism, disrespect from referees, media digs, and jealous teammates. But not this time. This time, she used the power she'd earned, and she used it flawlessly. Caitlin Clark didn't just draft a team, she sent a message to the entire WNBA. She's done playing nice, she's done pretending she doesn't notice the politics, and she's definitely done letting people like Cheryl Reeve control her narrative. This is a new era, one where Clark makes the rules. And if you've got a problem with that, you're not on the team. Let us know where you stand. Are you Team Clark or Team Reeve? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because one thing's for sure, this All-Star game just got personal.